Welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share your comments on this video. Let's get the channel to 20k before the end of this month. With that said, let's get into today's video. So a video of a Boston mayor, Michelle Wu, is circulating, or rather making trends on social media. This was after information got out after the director of city council relations accidentally sent an email invite to all of city council. Now the problem here is that a few days ago, Michelle Wu hosted a holiday party called the Electeds of Color. Basically, this was a party for only people and not were allowed at this party. Like I mentioned earlier, the email was accidentally sent to all city council, meaning that this information was not meant to be known by the people who were not invited, But after this, social media is on fire. People are condemning Michelle Wu, and some are calling her R to the deceased. A lot is being said. Some went on to say that if it was palm color people who did this, like them having a party and not inviting black people or people of color, this would have already been everywhere. Different people really did react to this issue. So check out these videos I've compiled for you guys as different people share their views on this matter.
They had a no white people Christmas party. This is what is going on, folks. This is a government agency. This is the mayor of Boston, which I gotta say, I actually like a lot as a city. Pretty cool place. The mayor of Boston is having a no white people Christmas party, and we are supposed to think this is normal?
Can you imagine what would happen if a mayor said we're having a Christmas party and black people are invited? I mean, it would be the #1 story for weeks throughout Christmas. That elected official would probably get charged with some sort of crime. This is considered to be progressive. White people are excluded, but yeah, they want to try to set traps. Colored people, oh my goodness, how dare you? People of color, well, now you're speaking my language. Are you kidding me? And I think a lot of people out there, white, black, Asian, Hispanic, are slowly becoming aware of how ridiculous all of this is.
So the Christmas party was a people of the Christmas party. I get what she's doing. She's trying to celebrate inclusivity, but by excluding a group of people, she's actually just proving her own point. And the worst part is she just really rubbed salt on the wound when she sent the email and then retracted it. Like, how mean is that? And as always with these diversity things, they always backfire, because instead of creating harmony and joy at this time, she's just created a whole lot of resentment within her team. And of course, the media's jumped on it. She's got all this backlash. Everyone's annoyed. It's just a mess. Why would you not just invite the few white counselors that are in the team that should have been invited? They work together every day. These white counselors don't have any beef with these other people. Everyone gets along. Just invite them to the Christmas party. She's trying to make some sort of virtue signaling statement, but she's just being mean to these people who have done nothing to deserve it. And by trying to be super politically correct, because that's what she thinks is going to get her brownie points, she actually ends up looking really bad in this situation, where she could have just done the right thing and invited everyone and been inclusive. Imagine if this happened in reverse and only white people were invited to a Christmas party and people were excluded. The outrage that would happen. But it's okay, people have no feelings and they deserve to be excluded from everything that's fun and happy in life.
The mayor of Boston just had a disallowed Christmas party. Think about it.
Yes, I thought this was a spoof when I first saw it, but then I looked it up. So the mayor of Boston really did have a no Christmas party, but that's not what she called it. She just said it was a party for the elected officials who are people of color only. Yeah, I went over this picture and I'm like, oh, yeah, ain't a occasion in sight. Oh, well, but anyway, sir, why are you upset? Do you know how many parties there have been where there are no blacks allowed? How many parties there are now, but not allowed? So, to you, I say, build a bridge and get over it. Oh, goddamn well. You didn't get invited. Who cares? It's just a Christmas party.
A lot of people are mad at Boston Mayor Michelle Wu for holding segregated Christmas parties. I could not be happier, because like her, I know that Boston thrives on rhythm. When racial tensions are high, Boston wins championships. It's a fact. And so are the Celtics looking better than ever. this little Yaya sister threw on her hood and cooked up her own special brand of Szechuan discrimination. And there's a rumor that just in time for the playoffs, she's going to bring back separate water fountains. Please give it up for Chairman Wu. She is putting the tension back in Titletown.
Listen to what she has to say.
This has been a long-standing tradition. It was my turn to host. It's happened every single year, and also multiple other parties that everyone has been invited to. So there are many, many invitations out there.
She essentially just said, we're going to keep doing our thing, the thing we've been doing since the beginning of time. But don't worry, those untitled documents can come to the next party. Keep in mind, this is Michelle Wu's husband. I don't want to hear anything else about people not being able to experience racism. Because as minuscule as not being invited to a party is, a government party might I add, we literally have a person of color with power within the system, along with a plethora of other people of color with power within the system, using their systemic power to quite literally discriminate against an entire group of people by the basis of race. Ladies and gentlemen, what do we call that? To be honest with you, they could have just used these signs to show people how to get to the party, because this is exactly what's happening. We keep going back in time. If this is okay, then I ask you, would it have also been okay for the people that were not invited to this party to have hosted their own party and call it the elected whites? They're doing their own thing. Why can't we? I, just like any other rational human being, would agree that that would not be okay, in the same way that this is not okay. But unfortunately, it seems as if contradictions and hypocrisy have no shortage in our society today.
Before we even get into looking at what really happened, after taking an international dribbling over her holiday party excluding white elected officials, Mayor Michelle Wu is now blaming her political enemies for leaking the exclusive party invitation, ignoring the real issues the party brought up. Could some of the Boston city councillors be so utterly oblivious and tone deaf as to support the idea of hosting a Christmas party exclusively for electeds of color? In this article, it is said that even Mayor Michelle Wu appears unaware of the optics of holding a race-restricted party in a public building. I could not imagine a mayor of an American city hosting a Christmas party exclusively for white elected officials. I think that the staffer who accidentally sent the email to everyone apologized only because it wasn't intended for the offices of palm color city councillors. That, to me, was a lamentable apology. At least City Councillor Tanya Fernandez Anderson was honest in her seemingly artist public reaction. She thought there was nothing wrong with a segregated Christmas party hosted by the mayor, and the mayor agreed with her. Are they all that out of the loop when it comes to initiating and supporting the idea that it is acceptable to segregate city councillors by race for a Christmas party? Now, this situation echoes the distressing times of the old segregation South. Fast forward to the present, and segregation is happening at the highest level in the liberal democratic northern city of Boston. This should be a holiday season where Wu celebrates joyfulness and togetherness instead of bitterness, rejection, and segregation. She expresses regret that her office made an honest mistake in accidentally sending out invitations to palm color city councillors for a holiday party intended solely for electeds of color. However, she doesn't seem to have an issue with promoting and hosting a racially segregated social event in the first place. Now, this one wrote, after reading Thursday's article, I tried to imagine what would happen if Oklahoma City Mayor David Hort or another palm color mayor had also hosted a party for elected officials but only invited palm color people. I can envision the pitchforks, touches, and screeching over bullhorns. For Boston's Asian mayor to try and defend herself by saying that it's okay, as palm color people were not supposed to know, is despicable. In the United States today, it seems that nation against palm color people is not only allowed, but encouraged. Wu apologized for trying to host an electeds of color only party, but only for the invitation accidentally getting sent to the white electeds. One would reasonably assume she would have apologized for her discriminatory actions instead. If Boston's mayor was a palm color mayor who organized a palm color parties only, he would have been called a artist and correctly pressured to resign. And that Wu has demonstrated with her actions is that articism is now available in different races. In as much as a lot of people are condemning Michelle Wu, The Boston's first Asian American mayor is defending her decision to host a holiday party for elected officials of color, who say the Electeds of Color holiday party held has been a fixture of Boston's politics for more than a decade without any complaints. And there are many events that are private events for all sorts of groups, so we've clarified that and look forward to seeing everyone at one of the dozens of opportunities to celebrate the holidays, Wu told reporters. Talking about reacting, let's take a look at some of the comments and find out how people took this news. This one says, I don't think it was an accident. I think the person who sent the email saw it was wrong and wanted to expose the hypocrisy. Accidentally sent to everyone on purpose by someone who also disagrees. Laugh out loud. But isn't white a color? Segregation by choice makes perfect sense. My husband told me about this and I thought he was joking. The world is getting absolutely bananas. It's crazy how people let history repeat itself. Grateful for you on speaking on behalf of people who aren't able to. This is honestly so sad and insane. As a mass resident who lives just outside Boston, this hasn't been on any news network that I've seen. Thank you for sharing. Obviously, it being tradition makes it okay. Duh, it's such sound logic. Never in history has, but they did it too. Not been a good reason to continue a practice. I think we as Palm Color are just relaxing our grip and letting them have all the rope they want before they inevitably, international metaphor. Self-segregation is starting. They are starting up segregation. I hope when it all backfires, we don't hear any crying about it. This is unreal. OMG. If we did that, OMG. That Uno reverse, huh? I know the food was amazing. It's actually kind of funny. The party has been going on for 10 years. Sorry, this is funny. Tables turn back, ne? Michelle Wu's husband is white, not Asian, not mixed. He's as white as can be. How is this even possible? I bet it was the best party ever. Can you imagine? Imagine if it was reversed. This is the reverse version. Wow, yet imagine if the reverse. I bet the food was great and the dancing was fire. Laugh out loud. Okay, some were making fun of this whole thing. This would be national news if it was reversed. There were so many comments from different people. A lot have condemned Michelle Wu, but what do you, my viewers, have to say about this issue? Kindly share your thoughts in the comment section below and let's get talking. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video.
First time, our first date, you're so fine, I'm so late, you sip wine.